Hey everyone, me Kevin here. In this video, we're going to talk about crypto and SHIB. Did I invest in Shiba Inu? If I did, why did I invest? What's my strategy? How much should I invest? And what the heck is going on, Kevin? All right, folks, look. Bitcoin's up over 8% in the last 24 hours. We're up over 30% in the last week alone in crypto. This is no surprise because about 2 weeks ago, I sold all of my cryptocurrency. I sold my Cardano, my Ethereum, and my Bitcoin. Actually, it was probably at this point almost 3 weeks ago, but I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, I sold it right as the Evergrande crisis was starting to brew. That's because even though China has banned financial transactions in cryptocurrencies in China, I know there are a lot of hodlers in China. And when there's financial pain in China, I know that cryptocurrency is going to go down. So I was able to lower my cost basis in all of the cryptos I was investing in by about 10%, add more into the cryptocurrencies that I was investing in, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, rebalance a little bit, and now I'm more exposed to crypto at a lower cost basis than I was before. This was just me trading though. Obviously trades could have gone the opposite direction. Now I traded to lower my cost basis, but just because I had sold and then rebought doesn't mean I've lost any faith in crypto. Even though I think there are potential issues outstanding, stablecoins being one. I was the first YouTube channel to make a video about the potential risk factors of stablecoins all the way back in January of this year. First time we really started looking at stablecoins is, wait a minute, there could be a real potential debt issue here. Of course, we can always compare that to the financial markets and see lots of debt there as well, or China. But anyway, I believe, and strongly believe this, that 2022 is going to be the year of crypto. Just take a look at some of the things that just happened this week. On Monday, Bank of America published cryptocurrency and digital asset focused research stating, quote, the digital asset universe is too large to ignore. On Tuesday, US Bancorp stated they had launched a, quote, cryptocurrency custody service for institutional investment managers who have private funds in the US and Cayman Islands. That's where the rich people are. Or at least that's where their money is. On Tuesday, Gary Gensler said he has no plans to ban cryptocurrency. A ban would be up to Congress, which that's not going to happen because that's not what the people want. Not necessarily suggesting that Congress literally does what the people want. Congress is nutso. But anyway, I'll save that for a different video. And at the same time as we're seeing stocks fall due to fears over higher rates and longer lasting inflation, more persistent inflation, I still think inflation is going to go down. I still think inflation inflecting down at some point in the future, whether it's next month, 2 months from now, or 6 months from now, or a year from now, is going to be a short-term negative catalyst for crypto. Right now, it's a positive catalyst for crypto, especially with the debt ceiling debate. Although, crypto went up after the debt ceiling got raised, which was also kind of interesting. I guess it just potentially signifies more open-ended borrowing. But anyway, you also had people like Jim Cramer who paper-handed crypto back at 29,000 when Bitcoin was at 29,000 just a few months ago. Now say that the way Janet Yellen talks about the US dollar is basically a reason to buy crypto alone because maybe Bitcoin is worth more than the US dollar. But anyway, you've also... This goes on, okay? It's great. Just some important things to note, and then I want to get into SHIB. In July, Business Insider reported that JP Morgan became the first U.S. bank to give its financial advisors the green light to give all wealth management clients access to cryptocurrency funds. In August, Reuters reported that Citigroup is considering offering Bitcoin futures trading for some institutional clients. Lots of other banks already offer Bitcoin futures. And Bank of America is right on when they say that ultimately this is something that we can't ignore. So we're seeing a lot of good positivity around crypto, specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum. And in my opinion, that sort of gives way to not just things like a future ETF of various different cryptocurrencies, maybe Ethereum ETFs. Ethereum's doing well in the last 24 hours. Cardano not doing so great in the last about week, mostly because I believe there was a lot of trader momentum that went in right before the Alonzo hard fork, which did enable smart contracts on the Cardano ADA network, and I think a lot of traders have sort of pulled out of that and moved on to other things. That's normal. I think the $3 was a little high. I wasn't buying at $3 anyway. But anyway, this all gives rise, especially the Ethereum talk and Cardano talk, to Shiba Inu. Obviously, a couple days ago, actually it was the evening of October 3rd, so at this point that would be 3 days ago, Elon Musk tweeted a picture of his dog named Floki, which is a Shiba Inu dog, or that's literally the name of the dog. And the inspiration for Shiba Inu was obviously Dogecoin, because Dogecoin was made as a joke coin, which became incredibly popular. The logo or the icon of the Dogecoin, the actual coin, the logo is a Shiba Inu dog. And Elon Musk tweeting that picture literally led to this insane trending movement of Shiba Inu. It is at this point pure momentum, but it is getting a lot of people extremely interested in the functionality of Shiba Inu compared to Dogecoin. Just for reference, Shiba Inu right now at the time of this recording has about 1/3 of the market cap of Dogecoin. Dogecoin sits on the Bitcoin network. Its current market cap for a Dogecoin is about $32.3 billion. And Shiba Inu, oh, it's moved up since I started recording this, is now at 12.8, so slightly less than 3x at this point. But Shiba Inu is not built on the Bitcoin network. It is, or an offshoot of the Bitcoin network. It is built on the Ethereum network, which enables smart contracts, which Dogecoin does not currently do. And transaction fees have been notoriously complained about being a little bit too high on Dogecoin. Now, since Elon Musk's dog, which is a Shiba Inu dog, is named Floki, there's also a cryptocurrency Floki that's going nuts. But most of the trends right now seem to be heavily focused on Shiba Inu. We've been trending on Twitter as SHIB, SHIB Army, SHIB Wallet. So we've been trending multiple times for 2 days in a row now. I don't personally believe we're at peak media yet either. We got mentions in Bloomberg today and the Wall Street Journal, but we have not been mentioned yet in the more mainstream style like Fox News and CNN, which usually once you start trending on the front page of those websites, you're kind of like, okay, now we're going to like Dogecoin style peak media, right? And I want to give you a little bit of background about Shiba Inu, and then I'm going to tell you whether or not I invested. So Shiba Inu is up substantially just over the last week. I think the easiest thing here to really do is simplify the way we talk about its price. So even though what I'm going to say is incorrect, just roll with me for the sake of making the video here. And it's going to make sense in terms of why I'm doing this. I'm going to call this 34.3 cents, even though it's 0.0000, whatever, now it's 30.8, whatever, right? We're going to call it 30 cents, just for the sake of being able to sort of see what the heck is happening here. In fact, wow, we literally just saw that update happen right in front of us. So anyway, you've seen this incredible run up here. This is just the day chart, folks. We went from 21 cents to a high now of 34 cents, just dropped to about 31. We go back to the past 7 days, we have gone from, or we're presently around 31 cents, we're gonna call it. It's not 31 cents, but you're with me on this. We were sitting at a shelf at 27 cents, sat at a shelf at 23 cents, sat around 18 cents. I wanna make sure I'm not missing a decimal place here. I'm not. So decimal place move is very important. We sat around and ran up to 18 cents on the 5th, 13 cents on the 4th, and Elon Musk's tweet came out right around 6:50 p.m., right around here, while it was around 8.2 cents. So we've gone from 8.2 cents to 14 to 18 to 22 to 24 to 29 to now sitting around 31. Highly volatile, extremely risky. It's moving, folks, because Elon Musk tweeted a picture of a dog. Okay, Elon Musk Twitter here. I'm not signed in on this private browser. There it is. Floki Frunk Puppy. It is. That's literally it. That was the spot. See, 6:41 p.m. California time on October 3rd. Okay, there's your catalyst for this, which is really a 3xing here or more, potentially a 4xing, from 8 cents to about a 4x right now. We're at about a 4x. So anyway, there's not much technical analysis, in my opinion, we could do. We could do Fibonacci retracement. We're not going to do that at this point. It is worth noting that previously, this has hit a high of 34 cents. That was on May 10th. We hit 34 cents. It's actually quite interesting that we literally just bounced off of 34 cents. So clearly, there were probably some larger sell orders set for the previous high. But I also believe that with the amount of trend that we have pushing on Shiba Inu right now relative to other altcoins, I personally think we're going to exceed the previous high substantially. We'll see. Could be totally wrong. The only thing pumping this right now is trend analysis. That's it. I don't think TA works now. I don't think fundamental analysis works out. This is momentum, momentum, momentum. That's where we sit right now. And over here, we'll talk about this more, but this was really when about half of the available Shiba Inu currency or coins were burned. And we'll talk more about that in just a moment. And so that led to a dramatic amount of news. We could see we stayed at an RSI after that news of about 27 to 29 for actually up to about a month and a half after that news. And right now, we're sitting at an RSI of about 41, which is really less than, it's about half peak. It's less than half of the peak media that we've been at before. If we go to trends in the last 30 days, obviously we're going to get rid of that bump that we previously saw. But we saw search trends for Shiba Inu in the last 30 days at an RSI of 73, and we didn't even really have a massive price movement. Let's verify that here just to make sure. So September 13th, was right here, this sort of pit right here. There wasn't really a massive price catalyst that would have led to a larger particular trend movement in Shiba Inu or trend-based price movement. So in my opinion, and this is just completely my uneducated opinion, it is very possible that we can substantially exceed the trend that we have seen, or the search trends that we've seen in May. And this will obviously update. Right now, this chart only pulls us through the week of October 3rd to the 9th, which is obviously where we sit right now, but it's a dotted line. This could obviously update tomorrow substantially. If we go back to the past day and 7 days, we'll see that right now, at the time of this recording, in the 6 o'clock hour here, we've got another substantial boost here in the trend for this, probably because we did just hit an all-time high. Go out to 30 days. Again, you could see, yeah, we're exceeding, but still, 73, that's pretty high. I think we should, this should be like a 10 relative to the search volume we're getting right now. If we go out to 7 days, we could see that had a massive spike, which is really interesting that you had a massive volume spike here all of a sudden in that 7 o'clock hour on October 5th, which October 5th wasn't exactly a catalyst point beyond pricing. So if we go to 7 p.m. on October 5th, we're right in this particular hour here, which again, nothing happened with pricing, but some article may have been posted or something, but search has clearly moved on that news. So anyway, going back to the day chart here, obviously this is going to be extremely volatile. Let's talk a little bit more about how this coin works and what this is. Folks, I had this written on my notes here. I mistook when this occurred, and I'm not even going to bother to edit the fact that I could just restate what I just said, because honestly, I'm just full transparent. I didn't remember. But in the September trend search was actually because Shiba Inu was added to Coinbase. That was probably the reason for that. So let's get started with a little bit of more of the background here. So we started with a supply of 1 quadrillion, which is 1,000 trillion. 50% was given to Vitalik Buterin, the Ethereum co-founder, the other co-founder, of course, being the founder of the Cardano network, Charles Hoskinson. On May 13th of this year, this was the big spike that we saw. Vitalik donated more than $50 trillion worth of, 50 trillion SHIB worth $1 billion at the time to India to help with the COVID relief efforts there. This was roughly 5% of all available SHIB at the time. And then the rest was burned. So that leaves about 500 trillion as an outstanding supply of coins for Shiba Inu. So this means that about 40% of all SHIB was burned. Now, what is burning? So burning means sending your coins to what's known as an eater address. This is basically a black hole wallet. So imagine you're just taking some coins and you're throwing them into a black hole. They get burned and they disappear forever. It's not something that somebody has access to. And this is a wallet that has a public key, so the transaction is verifiable, but there is no private key. So if there's a public key, that means anybody can see transactions going theoretically in or out, but nobody has the power to send things out of the address because nobody has the private key. So nobody can actually, utilize the tokens that are there. This is how burning works. Like when people say they burn tokens, it's not actually like they just vanish because they still have an address, they need to be essentially dumped into a null or a black hole or a burner wallet. Anyway, so why would he burn cryptocurrency, or why would anybody burn a cryptocurrency? Well, typically you wouldn't, because that's literally just like taking cash out of the bank, thousands of dollars at a time, and just throwing them into a fire pit. This is not something that's done. But there are some cases, there are burns that are done. One would be during an initial coin offering, an ICO, which is like an IPO, but for a cryptocurrency. And the developers of the coin typically determine how many coins will be minted. And in order to make sure all the tokens are in circulation, they may choose to burn all the other minted coins that were issued but aren't outstanding to anyone. And this was really the case with SHIB. SHIB had always intended for Vitalik to burn these coins. He was essentially just entrusted by the developers to do this. Also, a second reason you might burn coins is burning coins is used to stabilize the price of some coins. Some cryptocurrencies have every transaction essentially force a certain percentage of coin get burned in the form of a gas fee. And it's basically a way to make the network slightly more deflationary than it would be without those fees. Now, there's a difference between being slightly more deflationary and being deflationary. For example, the issue rate for Ethereum is higher than the burn rate. So even though that has a deflationary aspect, you're still issuing more coins than you have, than you're burning, which means it's technically still inflationary, right? And so I bring this up because some people are asking me like, hey, is Shiba Inu a deflationary coin? And really it was only at that one point, but I don't think those coins were ever meant to disappear. So from what I can tell, I don't see Shiba Inu as being deflationary. But anyway, there is a model very similar to proof of work, also called proof of burn, which is also kind of interesting. This is a third reason you might burn coins. And this is where you have to literally first burn a token in order to be able to mine a token. It's kind of like paying an upfront cost to be eligible to mining. Kind of also some people think of this as like a real mining rig, which degrades over time or needs fixes or needs to burn energy, except now you're just burning coins instead of energy to mine. Now, some of this gets really complicated. We can make in-depth videos on almost all of the things I just mentioned. I'm just trying to give a generic overview over here. But anyway, SHIB makes up, along with the tokens Leash and Bone, I know, all dog related, make up something known as the Shiba Swap ecosystem. Shiba Swap considers themselves the next iteration of DeFi platforms. It allows users to dig, provide liquidity pairs, to bury, to stake coins, which is kind of like you stake Ethereum or Cardano or whatever, and to swap tokens in order to get wolf returns through a passive income reward system. Not super familiar with this at all, just some of the terminology for you. Many in the community have been calling this a deflationary currency. Kind of mentioned this already. But remember, there's really not much deflationary about it outside of that one Vitalik burn. But the idea is that there is a fixed amount of this coin. So if most of Shiba Swap is being staked, that is people who hold their coins, if they're staking, then technically the more you're staking or the more you're tying up in smart contracts, then there is less circulating supply. It's kind of like, why does Bitcoin go up as there are more hodlers? Well, the more hodlers you have, the less liquidity you have in the market technically, right? You're taking liquidity out, and since we're not really creating more, if more SHIB gets tied up into smart contracts or in staking pools, then in theory, you're deflating at least the available circulating supply. Okay, so let's now just get to the elephant in the room. Did I invest in this? If I invested in this, why did I invest in this? Is this stupid? Is this a mistake? What's the story here? So the answer is yes. I invested $69,000 into Shiba Inu at like 27 cents or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. Actually, I posted a picture of it on Twitter, relatively close to whenever I took that screenshot. And then and of course, I always send alerts. Anytime I buy or sell cryptocurrencies, I send alerts in my Stocks and Psychology and Money group. And I did put a disclaimer that with my $69,000 investment in Shiba Inu, I believe that this is a speculative investment. I actually didn't even say it's an investment. I said it's gambling. I said I am basically expecting to trade this and am hoping that somebody is willing to pay more money than me at some point in the future. Now, I have no idea when that future date is. It could be in 2 hours. It could be in 24 days or 24 hours. I have no idea. What it's going to come down to, for me, is the technical, well, it's not really technical analysis. It's also not fundamental analysis that we're going to play here. Maybe some TA, because we saw that, we literally watched that bounce off the all-time high. It's probably going to come down to trend analysis, which is really different. It's more of a social arbitrage style of investment. I think that there are some very incredible things that are getting light within the SHIB platform, the SHIB swap platform. I love how anytime we get these sort of momentum movements in particular coins, we become very, very familiar with different coins. It's really like an opportunity to get really educated in a coin, and I think it's incredible. So I have $69,000 invested into SHIB. I did then invest another $50,000 into it. I wanted to invest another 69, but I was out of money in my Coinbase, and the instant deposit was not instant. Gosh, I bag on Coinbase too much. I'm sorry. Hey, but you can get a credit card that pays you in Bitcoin rewards by going to metkevin.com/BF. metkevin.com/BF gets you to BlockFi, where you can get a credit card that pays you in cryptocurrency rewards. So check that out by going to metkevin.com/BF. Check out the programs linked down below on building your wealth, and SHIB to the moon. Thank you so much, SHIB Army, and folks, we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.